karma. Meghan with egg on her face when ruffling Biden's feathers as her self-indulgent twaddle. The Sussexes teamed up with World Health Organization Director General Dr. Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus in writing the note, in which they say promises to vaccinate the world's most vulnerable people aren't translating into vaccines reaching the people that need them. Meghan Markle and Prince Harry have demanded G20 leaders end COVID-19 pandemic once and for all while accusing wealthy nations failing to give poorer countries access to vaccines. Harry and Meghan have been some of the world's most prominent vaccine equity advocates since the start of the coronavirus pandemic. Last month, they appeared at the Global Citizen Live event to give speeches urging wealthier countries to do more to ensure those in low-income countries can access these vital, life-saving medicines. The couple have penned an open letter, co-signed by WHO Director General Dr. Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus, demanding leaders of the wealthiest nations at the G20 summit end the COVID crisis by working to vaccinate the world's population. U.S. President Joe Biden this week ignored a previous open letter from Meghan in which she called for couples in America to be given paid parental leave. The lobbying attempt was revealed to have failed on Thursday when the president announced he had dropped the policy from his $1.75 trillion infrastructure plan. The new document comes just one day before the G20 Leaders Summit is due to get underway in Rome. It is the first face-to-face G20 summit since COVID struck. Last month, Meghan, 40, and Harry, 37, announced they had partnered with the World Health Organization, WHO, to host a dialogue on the urgent need to achieve global vaccine equity. The open document, published on WHO's website, called for G20 leaders to end the COVID-19 pandemic once and for all and do everything in their power to reach the goal of vaccinating 40% of the world's population by the end of the year. It read, "Today, we join with others to urge global leaders to end this devastating inequity and end this pandemic once and for all." The couple spoke about G7 leaders pledging in June to provide 1 billion vaccine doses over the next year, but asked where the doses are, claiming some nations still do not have doses for their own health workers. They slammed G20 and G7 leaders by claiming that the promises that have been made are not leading to people around the world getting much-needed vaccines. The letter added, of the almost 7 billion doses that have been administered globally, just 3% of people in low-income countries have had a jab so far. Where are the rest? The letter continued, every discarded dose of a COVID-19 vaccine, when there are other mechanisms to donate them, should outrage us all. Each dose represents a real person, a mother, father, daughter, or son, who could have been protected. Each of us come from very different places, backgrounds, and life experiences, but we share a common goal, to tackle global inequity. Meghan and Harry went on to demand that everyone must do everything in their power to get vaccine doses to as many people across the globe in the right order. They added, G20 leaders have the power to accelerate long-promised donations and to commit to breaking the hold that manufacturing countries and pharmaceutical companies currently have over access to the vaccines and how they're made. The letter claimed many obstacles in distributing COVID vaccines are avoidable, including the inability or unwillingness of vaccine-producing countries and pharmaceutical firms to share their vaccines. The document added, we understand that the pandemic recovery is nuanced and deeply complex, but we have a window of opportunity to come together as a global community and meet our humanitarian promises. The couple called on G20 leaders to help nations manufacture their own vaccines and prioritize giving doses to those most in need, saying this will help to reach the goal of vaccinating 40% of all countries by the end of this year. They concluded, there are many crises that you, the stewards of our planet, must grapple with this weekend: the climate emergency, the state of our global economy, a recommitment to multilateralism,